So I got a call from an IAS officer from the ministry. The cross questioning that was happening, I still remember that. Then we felt the heat. Okay, oh, this is a massive. So all of a sudden we had a meeting, and they said like, we want to develop a system wherein we can record a vaccination.
You were running a race with the health ministry.
Exactly. It was like we built the whole system in 2 months. So we used to sleep for 2 to 3 hours. That's all. बंद कर दो और घर जाओ, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Yeah.
Tatkal was a joke. And most of the government websites, if we see, like they were having some front-end issues, some back-end issues, downtime, wrong APIs. You also had a lot of conversations with the entire like government of India ministries, cabinet ministries.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it was you are booking a vaccination, like a book my show and going and getting your vaccination. The product was delivered across the globe to the underdeveloped countries or few of the selected countries.
We've always seen India as a adapter and a follower to Western practices.
We have a lot of ideas. We are no less than any Silicon City. We are one of the people who are technologically very strong. We know that all the major CEOs are from Indians.
Was she the reason why you returned?
Exactly.
Okay. Documenting DLJ, I'm getting the Swadesh vibes.
That always keeps me high. Deep fakes going on. There are fake videos coming in.
Like, I think people are scared about it being like the doom of mankind.
AI.
Previously, we were thinking that AI is focused on non-creative things. The initial assumption was that. Then text generators came, image generators, video generators. We have Devin as like a coding clone. And now he's suggesting there will be a lot of decision making also coming from this field.
Yeah.
So as a person who's not an AI developer, what should be the approach to adopt to this technology rather than resist it?
See, there are two kind of things.
1.5 decades into tech, what would you say is your biggest learning?
Never settle.
Hi everyone, today we have a very interesting guest with us in the pod today, and he's someone the entire nation is proud of. I'm pretty sure if you have been vaccinated for the coronavirus, you have indirectly or directly used the CoWIN application. And Mr. Chalukya Mohanraj is one of the key architects, the chief architect of the CoWIN application, which was a lifesaver for the entire country during the pandemic. Chalukya, thank you for coming to the pod today.
Thank you, Kaustubh. Hi, everyone. That's a very nice introduction. Thank you so much. So, yeah, it's good that we are meeting here. It's a nice afternoon in Bangalore. I don't know if I have to mention that. Okay. So, yeah, Kaustubh. So
Chalukya, I'm thinking, I checked your profile and you've been a constant adopter of newer technologies.
Yeah, definitely.
And much before it became a fad all across the town.
Yeah.
Like AI, ML, you've been early adopters of it as well.
Yeah.
Right now, we are seeing AI in a different way altogether. You've been in AI for like the last several years now.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it would advance so rapidly like the ones
Definitely. Definitely, in past few years, we are seeing a lot of frameworks out there for the AI, which makes the developers and also the companies to adapt to AI to achieve their goals. Okay, say for example, when in like the TV came in, so obviously we had a buzz. When we were also childhood, we was not used to, like, you don't watch TV much. It's something that our parents used to avoid us. Okay, then the phone came. We avoid our children to say, okay, there should not be a screen time of more than 1 hour. So something like that, the AI is going to come with us. So it is somewhere we need to know how the adaptability is going to happen with the people, because definitely it's going to happen with the business. Okay, whether it is your call centers, whether it is your workflows related business. But definitely when it comes to the personal things, okay, so how we are going to adapt it, that is somewhere which we need to see, because we have adapted to tablets, we have adapted to PCs, we have adapted to smartphones, smartwatches. So AI is something how we are going to adapt, that is going to be seen in a very new future, because that is being made available by a lot of people around. Like the frameworks are available, so that you can tweak the things that you want to.
Got it. We'll talk a lot about AI, job threat and everything. uh, talking a bit more generally right now and zooming into our country, India.
Yeah.
So till now, we've always seen India as a adapter and a follower to Western practices, to Western technologies, be it ride-hailing apps, be it payment systems, etc., etc. Do you see a change in trend right now? Where does India stand in technology as compared to the globe?
Definitely. I mean, that's a good question. I think uh, we have been like past 5 years, if you see. So whether it is coming to the government agencies, we have been a massive application like UPI. Okay, so we have a massive application systems in the healthcare. Okay, the ABDM systems, NHA systems, the CoWIN application. Okay, these have been a massive things. They are catering a request of 100 plus crore of people. Okay, when
Right.
we just, so it's a very huge data, and when we are able to build such systems, obviously we are ahead of the world. Okay, the coming to the part of entrepreneurship or the ideas that we have a lot of ideas in India. It has been only seen from last few years. We are no less than any silicon city. Okay, so obviously, so it's just a period that has started here. Next down 5 to 10 years, you will see the emerging companies, emerging innovations from within India. That is the belief I have. So
Okay. The
yeah.
reason I specifically asked this is because, take the example of, as I said, ride hailing. It started mostly in the US and the European nations. Um, the computer, the internet,
Yeah.
even the industrial revolution, the machines, and unfortunately now also AI. We saw ChatGPT
Yeah.
coming from the West.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Krutram has launched its
Krutram is there.
own
Yeah, we
AI.
have the
Yeah.
parallel things here.
So, do you think the next set of innovations, as you said, will be coming from India first? Is that a possibility?
Definitely that's going to happen, because see, somewhere the government is also taking actions, and there are a lot of people within India who are now coming as investors. Okay, so we are seeing people are getting into investing to the startup businesses. Okay, there is a complete ecosystem which has been built, which is slowly growing, and have seen startups who are training students, like who are training students how to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so that is starting from the school. We are seeing that difference, and we will really see that kind of business mindset or the entrepreneur mindset in our young brains, and we will see that change. And I believe that we will be the technology head in the world. See, there are two things. Okay, we are one of the people who are technologically very strong, and currently we have been uh, what I could say is the right word is like 1.5 million people pass out through every year
Right.
in India. Okay, so we go outside Western countries to serve, or uh,
Talent drain is there a lot.
talent train was there. Okay, we know that all the major CEOs are from Indians. That's already been a
Yes.
buzz all around. Okay, so the next set of things what I see is there is a lot of new opportunities or skill sets that's going to come in, where it is a data architecture, data analytics, or whether it is a quantum development or that kind of things which is related to AI. That is somewhere will be trained or upskilled by the Indian talents, because we are seeing big companies like Microsoft's, Google are still coming here and training the people. Okay, there are a lot of big trainings launched by Microsoft like 6 months before. The reason is they are training for the future. Okay, so we will not only be a kind of service providers, there will be entrepreneurs coming out of this who will be coming out with extraordinary ideas which will come up with great products. Okay.
Right. Of course, like you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would take that. It's a start. I think it's a start of our journey. Being you also entrepreneur, we know what's the journey, but I think we are getting that kind of support somewhere, because now when we go in as an entrepreneur, there is a different way of people seeing it to it, where there was 10 years before. 10 years before, it was used to say, बंद कर दो और घर जाओ, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Okay. So, but
Everyone
now,
was in Ashmir Grover.
yeah. So now it was like, now it is like, okay, kuch to kar rahe hai. Try it out. If it works out, it's good. But I think there is a value for the talent in these
Got
days.
you. We spoke about talent drain, right?
Yeah.
Like even you were one of the like key leaders and pioneers. Even if I see 5 6 years back in
Yeah.
that technologies, but it's a dream of a lot of people to work abroad, earn in dollars, so on and so forth. You moved to Switzerland also for a
Yeah.
while
I
to
was
work
there
there.
for, yeah.
Two questions on that: why, and also how was the experience?
Okay. That's an interesting question. Okay. So obviously, when down the line, like 15 years back, when you get a IT job, when you're working in a corporate, a very big corporate, okay, so your first dream is to go out, whether it's US, whether it's Europe, whether it's Australia. So you have to go out, settle there, earn money, come back, or whatever it is. So it was the same struggle for me as well. I also had dreams of going out, but initially, from a very initial stage, the kind of projects that I used to get was somewhere related to the government projects of India, okay, and somewhere I was working with the diplomats across the globe as well as it went on. So, all of a sudden, after 6 years of my experience working in different technologies, okay, I got an opportunity to go out of India, and it was luckily the DDLJ Switzerland. Okay, so it was like waiting the 6 years was a worth for me at that time. Wow, acha, I waited for 6 years and I'm getting a Switzerland. But the interesting part was I was working there for WIPO. WIPO is World Intellectual Property Organization.
It's a government body.
It's a government body over there. It's a UN. It comes under UN.
Okay.
I got a chance to work with diplomats. So they were working on trademark and patent applications. So the product was delivered across the globe to the underdeveloped countries or few of the selected countries. So I got to know how the things get delivered, how they talk to the people,
Right.
how the things happen. So uh, I never missed anyone over there because everywhere we had an Indian community. So, but luckily, the 4 years was a great journey for me. Like it was, I had visited almost 25 countries in Europe. So, I am also uh, like I like to travel. So, I went with my family, but we did a very good, like, I had a very good experience in Europe. Uh, but when I went to Europe, my daughter was just 6 months. Okay. So,
Was she the reason why you returned?
exactly.
Okay.
So that was the reason why we returned at that point of time. And I also was a bit saturated over there. Like I just
Why so?
wanted to explore more things. Okay. I was into developing systems over there. So, but there was somewhere the new technology of microservices, cloud technology was coming up. Okay. When I came back to India,
This was in 2014, right?
this was around 2014, 15, 16 somewhere. Okay. So there was the cloud technology, microservices that was in boom, and it was pulling me ki, what is this? I want to learn what is this, and Node.js, JavaScript frameworks and all. So that thing started up, and I had a reason to come back because my daughter was like 3.5, 4 years. So I wanted her education to be somewhere here. Of course, there was a family support
Very
here.
curious also. Why did you want the education in India?
Ah, okay. See, it's like we have learned here, okay? So we know what we have been taught, okay? We know the culture over here, okay? It's bit a culture shift for me over there, okay? There is some adaptability things as well. So somewhere I felt I have a great family support here. My parents, my family, my friends. So the whole circle is in India. So for me, it was like it was keeping away. Anyways, I every 6 months I used to travel India,
Right.
but still it was like calling me back. So that was a decision I took at the right time. So I had to come back.
You're talking
I
about
want to.
DDLJ, I'm getting the Swadesh vibes.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I was working on a job, but yeah, that was one of the thing which pulled me back. I wanted to be with my family, with my friends. I wanted to do something here, but really did not know what at that time. So I have some answers,
Right.
but not I did not have answers at that time. So I just came back. and I started again working with my previous company. So because it was the same client, the UN client, so I
Okay.
was started working with Trigen Technologies again back and
Got it.
continued my services from there.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Abhika, you mentioned around the education part,
Hmm.
um, and we often hear about parents, anyone who can afford it. They always think about sending their children abroad,
Yeah.
especially if it's from the upper middle class or
Yeah.
upper class
Definitely.
people. Um,
Definitely.
do you think education is there so special that they're able to innovate, they're able to create the traditional Silicon Valley system, more startup hubs, which India is now starting to grow? Is there something that the developed world
Yeah.
education system has already?
See there, uh, education system is really a matters. That really matters. That's a point over there. But apart from that, what I believe is education system is not something we don't have. Okay, we have very good education system. That's why we are currently around across 80% of the IT technology is being delivered or serviced from India. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing where I see the gap is taking risk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not the education factor which is about the problem. It's anyone. It's about the factor, like at what time, at what risk you are going to take. See, what we are taught is, okay, secure a job, secure a house, secure a gadi. Okay, you get a car. Okay, then your life is settled. That is a mindset we have grown and we are still growing. Okay, but that is something which I have not seen in the Western. Okay, so you are 12th, you are 16, you're you're out of the house, do your work, what you want to do,
Yeah.
go and work in a Starbucks or McD, earn your money, do whatever you want. Okay, uh, of course there is a support as well, but it's a risk taking over there. So what I feel is the risk taking over there is more compared to here.
Okay.
Okay, but I think people are shifting towards that. They are doing, trying new things, they are taking risk. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Let's talk more about CoWIN.
Yeah.
Lots of questions centered around that.
Okay.
So, you of course had a lot of conversations. Like you've worked in a lot of government-oriented products and projects,
Yeah.
be it in India, be it in abroad. CoWIN is a different ballgame altogether. Um, it was
Yeah.
it had to scale to crores of people. If you look at it also in the App Store, Arogya Setu, the app that
Yeah.
uses
Yeah.
CoWIN, like it
Yeah.
has crores of downloads.
True.
First of all, how did such a big scale project fall into your hands? How did this happen?
It came all of a sudden to me. I think it was 2019 June or July, during the COVID times when it started actually. 2020, right? 2020 it started. March we had a lockdown. So we were working on one of our other projects. Okay. Um, so it was a UN project, UNDP. So we were working on one of those projects
United
and
Nations
United
Development
Nations
Program.
Development Program.
Okay.
Okay. So for that we were working on other project. So all of a sudden we had a meeting and they said like, we want to develop a system wherein we can record a vaccination thing. So initially we had no idea what
This
it
was
is.
during the coronavirus pandemic, or even before that
No, when
started.
it started, because the March the lockdowns were started.
Right, right,
So then they had started planning to have a system. First of all, the plan was to have a vaccination.
right, right.
Okay, so the first struggle was to get the vaccinations ready or manufacturing. That was a different struggle, and then parallelly the government had a vision to have a system to manage everything.
Right.
Okay, so then there was a discussion started. The discussion started up in August or something, that we need to have a system to cater this, completely digitalizing this one part. So then it was for frontline workers who are like the hospitals, the police, and the frontline workers who were there. So for first initial, I think there were around some crores of people, like 8 to 10 crores of people whom we have to cater.
They
So
were
we
the priority one,
they
priority
were
two.
the priority
Yeah,
one, yeah, of course, because they were outside into the
they had
uh,
to defend others.
defend coronavirus. Like doctors were already out, so we had already the frontline workers who are like police and all, who are facing the public. Actually, they were the first people to get the vaccination done. So during that time, we had a very brief discussion on what can be done. Okay, so we had questions like what we are going to do, how much we are going to cater. So then said like the database will be around 10 CR, so we have to just create a system. Then we said okay, fine, we will do it. So that was the initial discussion. Then we started planning. So we had a system already built for some other purpose, and then we thought okay, we will add a registration page, and from there we will carry on the process.
Interesting.
But it was not as simple as that.
Of course.
So after a week, they came back again with a discussion. They said, no, we will create a complete different app.
And this was when there was no sight of vaccines actually being ready in a given timeline.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that I think it was not there at that time because they were in the process of um getting the vaccination done, whether it is from the uh, outside India or within India, we are going to do it. That was a different discussion which was going on. So,
Okay.
but altogether, this system was built to get a vaccination certificate done for every citizen. That was a vision like which had.
You said this was with UNDP though.
Yeah,
So this was not necessarily built just for India, but it was primarily headed by the Indian government.
exactly. It was completely headed by Indian government.
Okay.
It was completely headed by the central government of India. Health Ministry was completely the ownership of this program actually. So it was not only software. It comes up with a lot of other operations as well, like the vaccination centers, the vaccinators.
There are two apps also as far as I know.
Exactly.
Arogya Setu is for the consumers.
So the consumers and the vaccinators and the admin module is for the people who are working at the district level and the vaccinators
Right.
at the hospital level. So uh, and then the development started. Okay, and then all of a sudden in October I was called to Delhi. So I was in Mumbai at that time. So it was in the lockdown period. I still remember. So I got a call uh, from IAS officer from the ministry. So I mean, it was from his office. So they had told me like you have to come down to explain what we are going to do. I mean, what is the plan of action that we are going to do for COVID?
And you are literally the chief architect, the head of the entire.
Yeah, I was the very initial stage. I was the architect for the uh, app. Okay, then thereon we had some very good team building. After that we had guidance from the DIC, we had guidance from all the technology background after that from the government.
Of course.
So initially it was started by me and the team. So then I went there to present them, like I explained them the architecture and all those things, and then it was taken forward. Then we actually felt the heat, or you can say the velocity, or the uh, application, how big it is.
No
Okay,
doubt about that.
so
Yeah.
so it was massive. Okay, when I went there and I presented in front of around 25 people, like what we are going to do, how we are going to do, the questions, the cross questioning that was happening, I still remember that. Then we felt the heat. Okay, oh, this is a massive
Chalukya,
one.
by the way, were you approached as an independent person, or was your company or a
No, I was working for Trizent Technologies at that time. UNDP was, we were providing services to the
Got it.
UNDP.
Okay.
UNDP was, in turn, has like, UNDP is a development body, right?
Yeah.
So it works with governments. So they were working with government body to deliver this kind of development programs to them. Okay. So we were fortunately working with them some other project. They came up with the, can we do this?
Right.
So I was the focal point initially to take up the discussions and all to the next level and all.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. You spoke about you realizing how big, how impactful or massive it is, and I don't think I can even imagine like today in Sharpener if there is a bug, or if in any corporate, any company there's a bug, you can just state that okay, we are updating it soon.
Yeah.
Here it's an app that is going to very sensitively not just impact their financial,
Yeah.
the economics, not even their health, but their lives altogether.
All, yeah,
A delay in
definitely.
there will lead to actually loss of lives potentially.
Yeah.
How did you handle this sensitivity as compared to your previous experiences, or for any of the people who are watching this podcast?
Yeah. No, it was Uh, kind of, see, actually, when I went started developing for the CoWIN app, so we had at the end of December 2020, we wanted to launch this because I remember the date. It was Jan 16th. We launched the 2021 was the launch of CoWIN. Okay, that was open for the frontline workers.
When did the
Okay,
vaccine come into the picture?
the vaccine came into the picture for the public at March 1st.
No, no, for the frontline workers.
It started on Jan 16th.
Yes.
Jan
Okay.
16, 2021.
So, like you were running a race with the health ministry.
Exactly. It was like we built the whole system in 2 months. So we used to sleep for 2 to 3 hours. That's all. The whole team.
Right, right.
So it was that was a king. Like we used to literally sleep for 2 to 3 hours. So that is how we had built the complete whole system. Okay. And it was initially launched, as you said, simple bug is not affordable. Okay, simple because we were actually changing the wheel on a running bus. Okay, that was always told by our seniors, like you have to change the wheel for in a running bus. You don't have option. You cannot stop. And we had literally done that. So we did not go the system down. We till date we had never taken a downtime in the system. It's always running. We do the deployments. We do the complete CI/CD line pipeline is there. So it technology wise, it's a well advanced technology that we had built in,
That was
wherein
really surprising also because the rest of the government websites like IRCTC, if you see, now it's still pretty good.
now it's too good. Yeah,
If I compare 5 years back,
yeah,
uh, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Tatkal was a joke. And most of the government websites, if we see, like they were having some front end issues, some
Yeah.
back end issues, downtime, wrong APIs,
Yeah.
gateway issues. Why was this so different?
See now, I think now the things have changed. I mean, if I see the uh, other government websites, there are a lot of adaptability come in.
Right.
Okay, and the main thing was that when we built this system, we built it in a very advanced architecture. Okay, we had microservices architecture in, and like we had used a lot of open source architecture, which help us to scale. Okay, we had JavaScript frameworks in building the system that really helped us to scale to this extent. Okay, the decision taken during the architecture, during choosing the servers, choosing the scalability pattern, it was not only my decision. There was a group of team. We used to have a brainstorming sessions every day in day out. Actually, I mean, it was like we used to work on a virtual platform. It's not like we used to physically sit in a room and work. Okay, my whole team has done a virtually. We used to connect virtually. Okay, across India we used to work virtually. It was day and night the system was running. So we had a lot of brainstorming systems. We had experts from various other organizations. Okay, we had experts from DIC. So they had given a lot of inputs how the system has to be built and what. So we had right decisions at the right time, which helped us to scale.
Yeah, much important decisions for the entire country.
Yeah,
You also had a lot of conversations with the entire like government of India ministries, cabinet ministries.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so like a lot of your time you spent in Delhi as well for that.
yeah. So we had very good inputs from the core Aadhaar team. Okay, they were like along with us all the time, helping us what to be built, how the challenges that they had faced. Okay, what is the scalability issues. So that somewhere that experience always carried us upon to make the right decisions. But we had a lot of problems during the systems, but it was always behind the scenes, which we were working as a team to find the solutions.
I think you built a good backbone because now I come to hear that CoWIN is not just being used for COVID. It's
Definitely, yeah.
also become a backbone for other.
Exactly they are. That's it's been called like we are now. The system is launched as UWIN, Universal Vaccination Program. There had been a lot of vaccinations integrated into the system, so it has become a vaccination backbone. I would like to proudly say that, yeah, that's been taken care.
At that time, also, Prime Minister Modi he had talked about one world, one family
Yeah,
setup, and with that thought, the entire application was also made open
open.
source
Yeah,
for anyone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Definitely.
do you think that was a good move?
Definitely. I mean, we it's a very good way of open source community, uh, asking the world to adapt for it. We had a lot of countries coming in as well. There were some adaptations as well, but yeah, that was a different story. But it was a very good thing, because when we can build such kind of system, why not allow it to the country to adapt for it, right? So that was a very initial step taken by the government of India to literally uh, showcase your technology to the world, like UPI, the CoWIN system. So these are the major things which has been uh, achievements for us at a global level.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was not just like as you said initially, thought it would just be a registration page and everything, but later on, like there was a lot of more information put into
Yeah.
it. There was, I think, you added. There's an entire layer of analytics also added to it.
Yes.
You
Yes.
also
Yes.
use big data over there.
Definitely, there was a big data over there. So we had built data pipelines, we had built a analytical database. Okay, so we had a lot of analysis done during the second wave. We had uh, we had done analysis on when the vaccination second dose to be taken. Okay, so we from since the system was in place, we were able to get the data how many vaccination quantity of vaccination is required for the second dose in next 2 months.
Okay.
So that was a huge amount of decision making at that point of time.
And smallest margin of error can be
Exactly.
very scary.
So we knew how many vaccinations that has to be manufactured in next 2 months, 3 months. That was only because of the system that we had in place. Otherwise, we would never know how many people has taken first dose, how many people are waiting for the second dose,
Right.
or the third dose. So this has massively helped us in taking the decision making, and the kind of decisions that were taken from the diplomats, from the central government, was massive. I mean, we have seen that kind of meetings, decision makings, which has helped uh, to take some that crucial
Mhm. Is that the
conditions.
reason also why Chalukya, like, unlike a lot of other government products, facilities, rations, a lot of other things, in this case, we did not see a very significant news in terms of shortages in specific states.
Yeah,
Like, it was not like Gujarat has a lot of vaccines, but Maharashtra has very few vaccines. It was well
it was
balanced distributed.
centralized. It was a centralized system,
So there also
vaccination.
CoWIN was
Yeah.
cheaper.
So the completely the system was controlled at a centralized level. The database was one single database. So it is like your vaccination data, whether you belong. Actually, we had a very interesting fact in solving one of the case. Okay, I've taken my vaccination in Bangalore. It's my first dose. Okay, second vaccination I want to take in Delhi. So the system has seamless efforts to just tell you, okay, this vaccination is done in vaccination center in Bangalore. That doesn't stop you taking second dose in Delhi or in Bengal or in Rajasthan, anywhere. So this was seamlessly built, and it had massively helped to cater uh, whether the first vaccine. I mean, we did this analysis as well, like how many people are taking the vaccination in the first one city, and they are shifted to other city, and they are still able to take the vaccination. Okay, and or not able to take the vaccination. So which helped us to analyze that. I think we did not face any problem. People did not face any problem
Yeah,
in
I
taking the.
myself took it in different states.
Yeah, I mean, we did not see any problem in that. So this was a very good, very beautiful system that was built. I mean, we had very great people on top of us who guided us what kind of logic has to be done, what kind of problems has to be catered, how the system has to be built, how it cannot you cannot even stand for a second, because in the vaccination center it is so important the system has to be built. If there is a 5-second delay in getting your vaccination certificate, the line in the vaccination center would go 10 minutes further. So you are literally making them wait in sun or rain because your system is not working, which cannot be affordable. So that is how the impact was. So even when you book your vaccination, so it was. I mean, for us, it was I don't know. I mean, at that time, we never imagined you are booking a vaccination. like a book my show and going and getting your vaccination. So that was something very visionary things that came up from the obviously the seniors, the our mentors. Like this is how it should be. This is how you can cater vaccination to the nation. So it turned out to be a beautiful system.
Taking three steps back to what you were discussing initially, um, the country is making big strides when it
Yeah,
comes to like being innovators of this thing. Take the example of this. Take the example of UPI.
yeah,
Big stuff happening in the country.
yeah,
Also, like since this was a personal feat also for you, I would
yeah.
say now that like you see, Corona has mostly it has been like contained,
Hmm.
not completely whitewashed. I don't think that is possible.
Yeah.
How does it feel that you were also one of the key contributors to it?
It feels good, yeah. When I ask, have you taken vaccinations? Did you receive a certificate? So I think people yes say yes. Then I feel myself satisfied. Okay, I have touched these people. So that is a satisfaction I have. It's something which we have done as a whole team, a very huge contribution. Uh, I mean, we had sleepless nights. We had gone through emotions. We had seen sun rising while we were deploying the application. So it was a very emotional journey, and it was a very tough time. Lives have changed during that time. I mean, for us also life has changed. We had also I had seen deserted flights. I had seen deserted hotels. I used to travel at that time. uh, uh,
You've traveled in flights with this
yeah, I
no
mean, I could,
passengers or anything.
yeah,
It's just you guys.
it's like I have seen only 10 to 15 people in the flight. So it was that scary as well. But when I see now, I feel good. Yeah,
Right.
it's a good opportunity, and it's a good struggle to have in your lifetime.
1.5 decades into tech,
Yeah,
what would you say is your biggest learning?
never settle.
That
So
is that the entrepreneur in you
yeah,
that
yeah,
says that?
it's never settle. I mean, you cannot. I mean, for me, it's like I tell it to all my juniors as well. I mean, all my seniors, like whoever with I am working, is that technology is like you cannot settle. It's always being one or the other things that is coming up. Uh, and I feel like everyone who is doing a coding, whether you are doing a HTML backend data analytics or whatever part if it is, so it's a art that you learn. Like it's for me, it is like a kind of a art. So you're doing something, so you get that kind of satisfaction. Okay, you have built a system and it's running. When you see it, so you will have that satisfaction. Wow, it's working. So it is solving a purpose. So that is always there. So when we come to AI, that it's going to happen that only because you will have that satisfaction. You're solving problems.
Mhm.
Okay, so entrepreneurs come up with an idea. Okay, we want to solve XYZ. Okay, so that is where the technology fits in, or which helps in solving the issues or solving the problems. So
Very true. Very
that
true.
always keeps me high.
Interesting. Uh, so again, let's address the elephant in the room again.
Yeah,
Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
yeah,
Um, People see it like an enemy, like a foe, but you still see it like a friend. Um,
yeah, yeah.
what's your take on this different viewpoints of people and you?
See, AI, as we see, there are deep fakes going on. There are fake videos coming in.
Right.
That is something where uh, there will be policies. I believe 100% there will be a way which will be controlled way of using AI. Okay, but that living that apart, AI is a very beautiful thing. The systems that going to come up with this will be a massive decision making systems. Okay, so imagine like uh, you have a personal assistant. Okay, down the line that's going to happen. Okay, that is already there, but it's too much of scattered. Okay, so you have a, I don't know whether you will have a app in your phone, or you will have a wrist in your band, or a chain in your neck, that we don't know, or a simple chip in your body, we really don't know. But that is going to assist, that will be a personal assistant. okay, personal intelligence, okay, that will get trained as per you behave, okay. For example, you wake up early at 6 or something, that is your cycle. So your personal assistant knows when you wake up, what you're going to do, what's the best thing for your health to keep it up. Okay. If you are a sugar patient or if you are into some medical medications, so your personal assistant would take care of that. So that is the level it's going to happen. Okay. It will set your meetings. It will take up when you put the laundries. Okay. When you have a haircut or whatever it is, that all things will be going to come up seamlessly into our personal being, like we have a mobile phone, like we have a smartphone.
It is in a friend in a certain way, but I think people are scared about it being like the doom of mankind. Uh,
So that happened when we had a television also, that way happened when we had a smartphone also. That is always because technology is always first time taken as a scarier part, but as I said, when you adapt it, it will have, it will be a helping hand, nothing more than that, because somewhere it's the humans who will be controlling it, of course, like,
got it.
because uh, let's see how artificial intelligence takes it up. Okay, I still believe it will be a helping hand, not a threat to the mankind.
Where do you see its greatest adoption, AI's greatest adoption, in which domain in the industry,
In
and
every,
the
yeah,
least adoption? Or least as in something that will take a lot of time?
it will be in every field, every sector, be it education, be it healthcare, whatever it is, be it transport, be it manufacturing, it will be there everywhere. See, um, 50 years back, 40 years back, all the processes were like I can say that all the processes were manually done, right? Like when we have a order placed, it was written in PO, it was written in a paper. That order used to come, all were documented in a paper.
Right.
Slowly we shifted to digitalization. So digitalization was an era, like it took around 20 years for, so now we don't see that. Okay, now we don't see people maintaining files. So we don't see the physical marks card like we used to have in our school, like we used to have, we still have to have, but still now people, they receive it in an email, or we have WhatsApp or whatever communication that we
The
have.
CoWIN certificate also.
CoWIN certificate is also,
Yeah.
it's never a hard copy, it's a soft copy that we have and we show it. So likewise, the digitalization, the AI is also going to get adopted. Okay. So as I said, there will be a assistant who will be taking care of you in and out. Okay. Might be that comes into a physical part as well, where the robotics is going so rapidly. So you might have a physical robotic assistant to take care for you. Okay, when we grow old, might be when we are 80s, 90s, I don't know whether we will be there at, so might be there is someone else who will be taking care of us. Okay, that is the level the AI is going to happen. It will be there in every field. Okay, especially in education and healthcare, it's going to boom, because and also the processes, manufacturing processes,
Got
okay,
it.
delivery processes, delivery point processes, wherever there is a decision making. Okay, we have workflows built everywhere. Okay, so now that workflow has a human intervention to make a decision. Okay, whether this has to be approved, or just say for example, you are claiming for your medical health care. Okay, so you had done a dental thing. So dental is something, always there is a fight whether you have to claim, you will be getting a claim for that dental, or you will not be getting, because it's a cosmetic, so you will not get insurance.
Right.
So that is something, decision will be taken from a AI model. Okay, so that is where I'm seeing AI. There will be decision makings at this point of time, where the, where you will be replaced by a set of team, but that team will be productive in doing something else.
Got you. Okay. And you spoke about deep fakes and a lot of other wrong applications, unethical applications of AI. And there has to be some body that is controlling it.
Yeah,
Uh, that body has to be essentially a government body.
yeah,
Uh, how do you think that can be controlled, even at a policy level?
yeah. See, when I say up to policy level, see, we have a very good policies, very strict policies when it comes to financial transactions. RBI as a body has a lot of set rules what to be done. how the apps to be developed. Like, okay, we have Google Pay, Paytm. There are lots of apps, financial apps, Phone Pay, and all. They have a set of regulations how the financial transactions has to happen, right? There is a policy set. So in a similar way, I believe when you want to implement something related to artificial intelligence, there will be a limit. Okay, there will be a limit what has to be done. Might be there will be a limit of you cannot mimic a person. Okay, which is happening right now because there
Right.
are no boundaries.
Right.
Okay, so you cannot mimic someone or else, or you cannot take decisions which are personal, something like that. I'm just emphasizing that I'm thinking loud. So might be these kind of policies would come in which will definitely have a set of rules what
Do
need
you
to
think
be
there'll be
followed.
something around employment also? Like you can only,
Hmm.
because otherwise we'll have shrinkages in terms of teams. Yes, they
No,
will be
no.
productive teams,
Yeah.
but do you think there'll be some regulations around how much of an AI can you use in the company
No, no, no,
versus the
no.
number of
Say
employees?
it's a very simple thing, Kaustubh. Actually, it's never going to happen. There will not be. That is what I believe. Okay, there will not be job cut downs, or there is nothing. No, it's going to come down and sit and do your job. It's not going to happen to that level. But see, when just example of a call center. Okay, so call center has been replaced by telecall centers. I mean, we have
Right.
those dialings,
IVRs.
IVRs. Okay, to some extent it has replaced, but that doesn't mean that the call centers has been vanished. Okay, after IVR we might have a layer of intelligent calling centers, which is the AI bots which will talk to you and try to solve your problem. We are already seeing that in some of them, the adaptability. So, but still, that will not solve your 100% thing.
Got
Okay,
it.
there is always a human touch which will need to solve your problems. So that will never vanish. Okay, that will never happen because humans cannot, like, the satisfaction that you get from a human understanding or a human psychology, that is somewhere which will have a gap when the AI will also come. So I believe there will be more jobs created from the AI rather than the jobs cut
I
off.
think it's a short-term thing also.
Yeah.
Just like when internet came initially, there were job losses. Then new
Then
things
it
start
boom.
coming.
Yeah, it boom like anything.
Manufacturing sector, when machines and robots came to the picture, again there was a decline. Then again a jump.
Yeah, exactly. That is what it's going to happen because we will need talent who knows AI. Okay, as I said, the talent pool for next 25 to 2025 to 2030 is going to be massive in terms of AI.
Okay. On that note, then Charukya uh, suggest to the viewers today
Yeah.
this thing that previously we were thinking that AI is focused on non-creative things.
Hmm.
The initial assumption was that. Then text generators came,
Yeah.
image generators, video
Yeah.
generators. We have Devin as like a coding clone as far
Cloning
as
clone.
AI
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
considered. And now he's suggesting there'll be a lot of decision making also coming from this field.
Yeah.
So, as a person who's not an AI developer,
Hmm.
what should be the approach to adopt to this technology rather than resist it?
So I would say, like, see, there are two kind of things which the companies will go and start going to do, and also the college and the students. Okay, the technology that we had learned recently is about scaling, building large scale applications, microservices, and all. So on top of that, now we will be the AI will take part of data analytics, a very huge amount of data. How we are going to building ML modules on part of that. When we say ML modules, it can be a speech. Okay, it can be your eyes, like vision. Okay, so these kind of models will be built, which will help in your day-to-day products. How you can make a decision. Okay, for example, I want to have a face scanner before entering into my office,
Mhm.
so might be that will be your own, like now we have services there. Okay, iPhone works on a face auth. Okay, that's a service which iPhone has built. Now you will be build it for your own purpose. So I would suggest, I would actually recommend people to learn technologies like in Python. The frameworks are out there.
We're talking
From
about even people who do not want to become AI developers, even they should know
even they
basics
should
of
know
it.
the basics of Python. Okay, what is data model, what is data analytics, how big data works. Okay, then rather like get into the AI technologies. There are frameworks built by Meta who has been released. There are
Grammar.
frameworks, yeah, there are frameworks from Apple which has been released. Obviously, Google, Chat GPT. So there are a lot of frameworks which are out there. You don't have to. I mean, just go there, check in what are the services, how they are going to do. Okay, transcripts are getting generated when we are talking. There are the transcripts generated in different languages.
In real
Okay,
time also.
in India we have Bashni, which is doing extremely good. Okay,
Can you repeat
like
that word?
Bashni.
Okay.
So we are talking in English that can convert into Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, whatever it is. So that's the massive things which are going to happen. Okay. So now we are talking in English, doing a conversation. Someone sitting in Hyderabad or in Bangalore can hear our conversations in Kannada or in
In
Tamil
real time.
or in
Yeah.
Telugu in real
So
time.
previously, when in parliaments and like in the UN, people had people translating.
Exactly.
This will happen
Translate.
on the
This is
fly.
on the fly. This will happen on the fly.
Okay.
These are the things which we are solving. These are getting solved through AI. Okay, so education sector is going to have a great thing on this. Like people having language barriers can still convey those things through these kind of platforms. So everyone who has been tech enthusiast should look into Python, should link into this kind of frameworks, how they work. Okay, there are lots of learning language platforms. I think we can still there are various platforms, like in your platform also you can guide them what things can be done. They can follow them and
So
definitely
Charukya, is this in a way when the internet had come? Then previously people were thinking there'll be a set of people who know how to use the traditional softwares we have today, Microsoft Word, Excel, and
yeah,
there'll be people who do not know. But gradually now you've realized that you cannot even add it to your CV because it's expected out of you by default.
yeah.
Will eventually, in the course of, like, let's say, 10, 15 years, basic knowledge about AI and its tools and its practices, it will be expected.
Definitely, because see, um, we ourselves would suggest in our team, in my team, like if I have to tell a sales guy or someone from the accounts, if they want to write an email, we used to literally say use chat gpt for a better communication, because if you write a single line, it will tell you briefly or more descriptive way of putting it. So somewhere everyone has to know how to use it better. Okay,
Understandable. Yeah.
so you write 10 words in your own thing, whether it's a good English or a bad English, doesn't matter. Tell GPT to reframe it. It will give you a beautiful reframe straight text. It will tell you what to do. So that makes you more professionalism. Why should not we use it? We should definitely use it. So
Right.
yeah, that's the productivity, that's the quality of the product that you are delivering. So
Right.
yeah,
Interesting, Chalukya. Very interesting insights.
yeah,
Uh, One thing I have to say, 15 years into the industry, so much of experiences, private, government sector, uh,
yeah.
international, Indian. Uh, how do you manage to stay so humble?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, that's a compliment. Compliment. I think I'll take it as a compliment. But I always believe in teamwork. So it's nothing that I am sitting here. It's only because of my team. I have very old people working with me, and I have very good circle. Whenever I go, whenever I sit, we talk about technology, we talk about business, we talk about problem solving. So it's kind of the bring up and the circle that I am having. They make me humble. So yeah.
Nice. And initially, we discussed about the output of engineers, the Indians
Yeah.
that are passing out every year, almost 1.5 million. Uh, any specific advice for them in general that you want to give?
Engineers stick on to technology. Please don't try to uh, get out of technology, because that's the boom. Whatever is there, it's the technology. Okay, and I feel somewhere, because the gap is about the mentorship, about the guidance, where something is lost in between. That's where I find some freshers, juniors, getting into some other jobs and trying to do some things. So I think it's always better to talk to your seniors, talk to your surroundings who are a bit of technology oriented, or definitely you will find a way what needs to be done, because technology is something which is not going to end. It's a ongoing phase. You will ever see, always see growth in that. Yeah.
All right. Charukya, thanks a lot for taking questions today. It's
Yeah.
been wonderful, and it's been a really enriching experience for not just engineers, I feel, but for people from all walks of life, including me.
Thank you so much, Kaustubh. It
Thank you.
was pleasure meeting you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Yeah.